We are in Truckee, California, and today I'm going to take you on a little van travel adventure. We're traveling from Truckee to Death Valley. I'm going to check out the Super Bloom.
The next stop is Burger Me. We're going to get ourselves a ahi burger. All right, folks, Burger Me is an incredible restaurant that has a location in Truckee and also a couple of locations in Reno. I decided to stop in one of the Reno locations. My personal preference is the ahi burger, along with my favorite sweet potato fries.
All right, folks, it's time to grab some fuel, and I noticed this Chevron here has diesel for $4.09 a gallon, which is way cheaper than California. Diesel treatment. All right, folks, the car's super dirty, and I found this car wash that's got 12 feet of clearance, and look at this one. It's got a scaffolding thing so you can get up high and do your roof.
Yeah, so since I was up in the snow country, you can see the snow dirt, and that's going to take the brush to get it off. And look at the wheels, not so good. So we're going to get this puppy cleaned up. It's $2.50 for one round. I'm going to probably need a double round, so let's go put a $5 in there. Just hit the jackpot. Well, it's not quite high enough to see on the roof, but at least I can get up there and get my solar panel, and I think I'm about to run out. That's what that beeping means. So this cost me $15 to do this. You only get like 4 minutes each one, and I needed to do the brush thing because that road grime from the snow country is very difficult to get off. All right, well, we got it done. At least it's presentable now. Let's call that good and get on the road. Well, next stop is Costco, actually, in O'Reilly.
Welcome in, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so we need some DEF fluid for the Sprinter, but that's up on the shelf. They should have some lower down somewhere, but I'm not sure where. A little bit of work, but we got it. They probably have some on the lower shelf. I was not able to find it, so let's just grab the rest of the stuff here and get the hell out of Dodge. Guess what, folks? There it is. Oh well.
All right, so we got out of there for $150, no, $130. Truth is, if I'd gone to Safeway, it'd probably be over $200 for this. So.
Well, folks, please do take the time to put your grocery cart back. It's not that hard, and it helps them out a lot. Upon leaving Reno Sparks and heading east, we had the great pleasure of viewing this gorgeous freight train heading east from Reno. All right, folks, so we are coming into the town of Yerington here. Got diesel there at the Chevron for $3.77. Over there at the Golden Gate, it's $3.67. And there's supposed to be an O'Reilly's Auto Parts here somewhere. And that's our last errand for the day. I want to pick up some diesel treatment. All right, looks like we're in the right place. There's a Napa Auto Parts, and there's an O'Reilly. Let's see if we can find what we need here. Just gonna whip in here. There we go. Howdy. Good. Do you have diesel fuel treatment?
I do. Do you know what you're looking for in particular?
I've been using this stuff called, what is it called? Let's go with the 2-quart. I also use this stuff here, the Hot Shot. All right, so I got my Diesel Extreme. I got the 2-quart size. This probably won't fit in my door the way I'd like it to, but we'll make it work somehow. See, this is where my 1-quart size fits, but obviously this is not going to fit here, so I'll put it under here. Hope it stays. And we are all done with our errands. Next stop is going to be Mina, I think. I'm looking over there at the Maverick, and diesel is $3.39. It's pretty good. All right, folks, this is 20 Mile Beach, and this is the Walker Lake. Presumably the Walker River feeds into here. I don't know if there's a outlet. I'll look into that, but it looks like folks are camping down right on the beach, and it looks like a lovely spot. So I think this is where we're gonna hang out for the evening. It's only 4:30. However, kind of don't want to miss the opportunity to camp at this beautiful spot. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it and relax. We're, I don't know, not even halfway from Truckee to Death Valley, but I think I can make it to Death Valley in about 4 hours tomorrow. There's some things to see on the way, so we will stop, but let's check this out and find a place to camp tonight. Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day at Walker Lake, And unfortunately, the coffee is not going to be quite as good today as it normally is, and I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Well, folks, I 100% hit the jackpot on this camping site last night. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's a little brisk this morning, a little windy, but it's just one of the most beautiful campsites I've ever discovered. Again, this is a free boondock camp spot. But anyway, I mentioned the coffee's not as good as it normally is, and that's not because of the coffee. It's because of something I just discovered. Probably all van people will need to deal with this at some point, but I didn't think it was going to happen to me, but it did. I've got mice in my van. What happened was I had to park up in Truckee, Tahoe area in the winter, and it was well below freezing, so I had to turn on the heat in the van to keep it warm and the pipes from freezing. It's too big to put it in the garage, and of course with the van, you can't just park it outside like a normal car. You have to heat it up so that you don't damage the pipes and all that. So anyway, it was sitting there for about a week. I moved it around a bit, got the snow off it, did all that stuff, but didn't drive it. But I discovered droppings and bits of granola bar that had been torn up that I had left in there. Now, fortunately, I'm not too far in the boonies. I think I can hit a hardware store this morning, and I've been reading up on it online, and I think the best way to do it is to use traditional snap traps. And the reason you want to do that is you don't want to use poison, because they need the poison, they go back in the walls of the van or whatever, and then they die and it's horribly smelly, so we don't want that. So we're going to put in an aggressive mice capture strategy. I'm not going to show too much of it because I know some people are grossed out by it. There's a humane aspect to it that people object to, but I'm just going to walk you through my success here, or failure, whatever happens. But I need to do this aggressively because, as you know, when mice get into vans, they start chewing the wiring and they can cause all kinds of havoc. And we don't want that. I'm going to have my coffee and we're going to head into Hawthorne, which is the first town south of here, and there is a hardware store. I'm going to hit the hardware store and get a whole bunch of traps, and I'm going to use peanut butter, and I'm going to get really aggressive about it. So let's see how this goes. Anyway, I'm just going to enjoy this morning just a little bit, but I am eager to get this started. Let's get after it. All right, folks, so here we are at Ace Hardware in Hawthorne. Good morning. Can you tell me where you might have mouse traps?
That'll be on your second aisle on your left-hand side. About halfway down.
This one here? Yes. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. Do you have a multi-pack, or are they just individual? Or they...
Should be a 2-pack.
Oh, that's a 2er. Okay. I'll just get, I need like 6. What about Lysol? Is Lysol here?
Downstairs, aisle 16.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I decided to get rid of my mouse traps and come to Safeway and grab some peanut butter. All right, so my research says that you don't necessarily want to use natural peanut butter, but I don't like the high fat and sugar of it, so I got this Skippy reduced fat, so it's still not the natural, but at least I can eat it. All right, folks, so we are just passing through the town of Lunning. It's kind of a rundown place, looks a little rough. And then the plan is to work our way to Mina, M-I-N-A, and I understand that the Nevadans pronounce it Mina rather than Mina. And we're going to check out that place. It used to be a burger place. I forget what it used to be called, but I understand it's now called La Casita, but it still has burgers and it still has good food, and it's a little bit of an experience. So let's check that out next. All right, folks, so we're at La Casita. I really hope they're open. It says open. Good morning, how are you?
Good.
I think I'd like a breakfast burrito.
Chorizo, ham.
Yeah, chorizo's good.
Good, okay.
I'd like it hot.
You want
spicy.
it hot, spicy?
Yeah, spicy.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you open all year now, or?
Only the Sunday is closed.
Okay.
Every day is.
But all year.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Night at 6 o'clock.
Because last time I came through here, I wanted to stop, but it was closed.
Yeah.
I don't remember what, but it's a long time ago.
Yeah, this is my sketch there.
Okay, yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, $12, please.
All right, so I got the breakfast burrito open. It's a pretty cool place. They've got, looks like they got cones as well and drinks and outdoor seating here. I don't know if there's any seating inside. I don't think so, because you order from the window. I also understand that the burgers and the fries here are really good, but I'm interested in breakfast right now, so that's what we're gonna roll with. The unveiling of a pretty gorgeous burrito with extra hot sauce. Oh man, that looks good. It's crispy outer. I know the lighting's really bad, but it's delicious. I don't know what to say, folks. That was exceptionally good for a little funky little stand. Now, don't be fooled by how funky it looks, because it's really exceptionally good. I asked for it spicy, gave me some really hot sauce. It was excellent. Oh my God. Funky place, though. I'll show you what it looks like behind the restaurant there. These are the buildings behind. I'll show you a close-up. Howdy, folks, and welcome to Coaldale. I am standing in one of the old hotel rooms, actually. This place is completely beat down. Back in the day, it was a happening gas stop hotel and restaurant. And then things changed. It was eventually abandoned, and now it's just this overrun graffiti place that's right along Highway 95. Now, if you look that way, that is the White Mountain Range near Bishop, California. So we're just to the east of that. And you can see these old buildings. This is an old row of motel rooms. Not sure what that building was over there. We've got this other building over here, and it looks like at one time this was probably another row of hotel rooms. Yeah, so indeed it looks like this was some more rooms or maybe some employee housing or something. But these have obviously burned. Here's another view over to that direction. So I think this was probably a pretty substantial restaurant, or maybe part of the hotel. And then I'm guessing that this building here is likely the store and kind of gas stop building. This one's still standing kind of, although it's also been burned. Yeah, you can see it's kind of burned on the ceiling, and then this loft thing is falling down. Maybe not the wisest thing to walk through here, but it's worth checking out. I'll be careful. Light fixtures hanging. And there's a wide door. I don't know why that. I don't know if this was a service bay. It's possible. And there you can see the old sign and where the pumps used to be. Yeah, so there's a concrete pad here and quite a large door. You definitely get a vehicle in there, so I'm assuming that this was some sort of service bay or something. And you see here, there's some more places where there was probably gas pumps, and there's a rather large pad here, so I almost think that maybe this was the place for trucks to pull through, perhaps.
Next, we pass through the curious mining town of Tonopah, Nevada. It's up pretty high, just before a pass. There's a couple of interesting landmarks in there. One is the Clown Motel, which is said to be haunted, and the town's elevation is 5,834 feet. We pass the Bank Casino, and followed by that, we see some old mining equipment on display. And the other is the Mitzpah Hotel, and when it was completed in 1908, it was the tallest building in Nevada. I definitely want to check out this town when I have a little bit more time, but right now we need to keep moving. As we leave town, we climb over Tonopah Summit, which has an elevation of 6,256 feet. The hottest temperatures are in July and August and rarely go over 90 degrees.
All right, folks, we're almost to Beatty, and this is a landmark that you just can't miss. It's just a little bit north of Beatty. It is an airplane, and we're at a place called Angels Ladies Brothel. I'll go over this side of the sign so you can see it a little better. But anyway, back in the day, they did a promotion, and they said if you could skydive out of an airplane and land at the brothel on a bed that they placed outside, you'd get a free session with one of the ladies. So there's the sign. And they actually did it, and I believe this is the airplane. This is the actual airplane that did it. If not, it's the same type, and they were skydiving from it. The airplane eventually crashed. It may have been the flight where the guy made the landing, but it may not have been. I have the model of the plane written down somewhere. You can see the old twin tail it used to have. I think the guy pulled it off, and maybe this crashed on the way back after dropping the guy out of the sky. It crash landed on a different flight. But anyway, I don't think anyone was hurt, but the plane was totaled. This is the old plane right now. It's just a sort of a graffiti haven. It's a pretty cool attraction. It's definitely worth checking out if you're coming by this area. You most definitely want to fill up your tank before you leave Beatty. It's $3.59 a gallon here for diesel, and it's going to be like $8 a gallon in Death Valley. When you pass through Beatty, that's your last Nevada stop before Death Valley, so fill her up. All right, folks, I don't know what's going on here, but there's a gate right there, and it's always been locked, so I've never been able to come in here. And I was just going to do a brief pass-through, but this is an opportunity to walk through. It might be a ranger tour or something. Let me just show you. Something about that porch. It's probably better to walk down on the grounds here and check it out from the outside. There we go. Yeah, see, I've always been behind this fence right here. I haven't been able to get this view, so it's kind of nice.
This Rhyolite train depot was built around 1906 during the gold boom. At its peak, 3 railroads connected this town to Las Vegas, Tonopah, and even Death Valley mines. But by about 1911, the gold played out, the train stopped, and the line was abandoned by 1919, leaving this as one of the best preserved relics of the Rhyolite boom. This is the ruins of the old store, and this is the famous bottle house. There's much to see in Rhyolite, but if you want to learn more about it, check out my separate video that's entirely on the ghost town of Rhyolite. And while you're in Rhyolite, be sure to check out the Goldwell Open Air Museum. It's really a treat to check out all the outdoor sculptures there.
All right, folks, so after gassing up in Beatty, we went over Daylight Pass, and we're descending down to the valley, and I'm getting my first glimpses of some yellow flowers. So that's promising. There's no blanketed hillsides or anything like that just yet. There's just these patches of yellow flowers, so that's a good sign. And I'll show you that as we head down the hill. You can see the valley down there. So far, so good with the wildflower action. There was a lot of them back there, and there's continues to be many more along the beautiful road heading down toward Furnace Creek. See the valley way down there. There's a little bit of Lake Manly there on the right-hand side. Anyway, the purpose of this trip, it's a kind of a wildflower exploration, but this video is just about my travels from Truckee to Death Valley. So I'm just going to show you those limited wildflowers, and then there'll be a lot more in forthcoming videos. So now we're on to Furnace Creek. Going to go through there and then head up toward Dante's View. And the campground we have today is it's called the Greenwater, and they call it backcountry camping. It's back on dirt roads. You have to get a permit, and on some of them there are specific sites, but on this Greenwater, you camp wherever you want, basically. There's some places they don't want you to camp. You got to be at least a mile in off the main road, on the dirt road, and then you try to find a used pullout. When I say used pullout, I mean a place where people have camped before. You don't want to go trampling on vegetation. I want to report to you on the mice situation. I've been watching my traps all day. Haven't gotten any, but I kind of expect to have some action tonight. And if I do have action tonight, I'll update you in the morning and let you know what's going on. All right, well, here's my buddy Kenny.
Another trip, dude, 1 year ago.
Was it?
We did this trip a year ago.
Oh man, these are heavy. And what we did last year is we sat down here at the Last Kind Works Saloon, which has been closed for years. Cheers. All right, folks, so I met Kenny in Furnace Creek, and now we're cruising up the hill past the Oasis Motel. Beautiful, colorful rocks over here. Up towards Zabriskie Point, past Zabriskie Point, past the Echo Canyon on our left, where we're going to camp later in the week, and then we're going to turn toward Dante's View, and then we're going to catch Furnace Creek Wash, and then we're required to go 1 mile in on the dirt road, and then we can start looking for a campground. It is 4:20 p.m., coincidentally, so we've got plenty of time to find a campground in daylight. It's nice having the company. That's why I don't mind solo camping, but having Kenny along is pretty nice. All right, folks, well, here we are, home sweet home. This is up on the Greenwater Road, or Furnace Creek Wash, whatever you want to call it. Kenny's getting his van settled, and this is our camp for the night. It's getting towards 5 o'clock, so plenty of daylight to enjoy, and it's 65 degrees. Perfect night. So this is the end of our travel day. However, I do want to give you the report on the mice. I'll do that in the morning. I'll give you that after this. Stick around for the mice report. Good morning, everyone. We're on Furnace Creek Wash Road, camped up on this backcountry camping area, and that's our campground down there, and this is looking back toward Death Valley. And folks, I do want to give you an update on the mouse situation. It's actually good news, but before I do that, I want to show you something. And if you look down, that's a creosote bush right there. If you look down below, you see all this vegetation growing. It's green around these bushes, and you also see these lovely purple, yellow, and white wildflowers, which are just fantastic. But anyway, this is a super bloom situation, so that's why I'm here. And I checked the traps in the back, which there were 2 of them, and one of them had a mouse in it. And I know some of you humane types might object to unaliving anything, and obviously I can't show you anything on YouTube of anything unalived. I think it's probably against their rules, and it's against my rules too. The mouse situation is likely resolved. Comforting thing. I really don't like having mice in my van, so it's urgent for me to get rid of them if that's happening. So
Be sure to check on the videos below, my Death Valley Super Bloom video and my Carrizo Plains Super Bloom video. They're great videos, and you'll enjoy watching them to see all the flowers.
anyway, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it.